point in your life that the holidays ain't mean shit no more.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You've been
Like I
there, you've
always
done that.
tell, yes,
We
like
are
I
we are
always
big on
tell,
Christmas. We are big on Christmas in this house, though. Like very, very big. It's tiny other thing. Nobody.
don't worry, it's still wearing off.
Yeah. No, no, no. We try. Not me and my wife were cool, but we try to make the kids interested and buy Christmas tree, buy clothes and stuff like that. Man. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
I bought
Yeah.
my first Christmas tree last year.
Yeah. Same,
That's
same,
nice.
same. Same.
A real tree or the fake one? How
Of
to know?
course, now. Come on, now.
I bought that shit from Amazon.
Okay.
Although I believe Amazon will sell you real trees.
You said you were buying 30. You said you were paying for internet $35. Why are you putting in dollars and not in euros or something?
I said euros. Now you heard
Okay, okay,
dollars.
okay, okay. All right.
Steve to the monitor dollar rates. Problem with that.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. You know, I wanted to tweet something this morning, random, right? That if you're into crypto day trading, right? Like if you do it all the time and you have all that adrenaline pumping in your system, right?
Yeah.
When you then go to your stock portfolio, it's almost like it's slow as fuck. You just get irritated and you just close it again. You
Yeah.
know, because you can't buy a coin that would go 20x in 4 hours.
Now,
You know,
Beans.
on the stock markets. So it's best to just treat the stock market as a long-term investment, right? So maybe every month you can, buy some stocks or buy shares in some stocks, right? Whichever, and just leave it like for long term. But like for crypto now, you can just go and say, ha, on more, whiff.
Speaking of stocks, you remember that time somebody put in the group, like, you check your name if you have stocks somewhere. There was an
Yes,
online portal. Funny enough, I
yes.
do have.
Uh-uh.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
For real?
my mother bought shares for me like many years ago, and I have to go and claim that shit.
Yeah, please do, please
Her name
do.
Please
was
do
there, my
now.
name was there, my siblings' names were there too. And I
Uh-uh.
searched
Ah,
for everything. Yeah, like two banks or something. I can't remember. Sha. I'm
go
like,
go
okay.
check it out. Go get
Go
your
check it out.
coins.
You don't get
Go get your
in a
coins. Let's see
small
now.
Yeah,
1.5 self. Maybe we know as they go.
you understand. Go get
Yeah,
your coins. That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's nice. I like
That's
that. I
true.
like that for you. And shout
Yeah,
out to your folks, man. They were thinking ahead. That's some real
yeah.
shit.
That's shout out to them, man. They did a real one. They did a solid there.
Yeah,
My dad started it in 2006. Then 2018 happened. And
Yeah, that's how it.
he was
That's how
like,
it.
if I don't do this
Just
thing once, since then my man never bothered again.
you should have just
yeah.
left it. Now everything will bounce back.
Yeah, you know how it be,
I know how it be. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. You guys were before we started talking, we are listening to some real good Tyler music right there.
Yeah.
But before we go into Tyler, let's even do some intros. So here we go. Who wants to do the intros today? I do the intro all the time.
It's your
Steve,
job now. It's your
Steve,
KPI
do
now.
us the honors. Let me see. What did they call that thing? How the job something? What they call when people want to move responsibility around? What's that thing they call it?
Delegate.
No, not delegate. Like you can also do it. You shouldn't attach one job to one
Yeah, yeah,
specific
yeah. Okay, I
person or
get.
one
I
goal.
get.
I can't remember what they call it, but yeah. Steve, do us the honors, please.
Oh, you mentioned me. Why do you want me to do you the honors? Why? Is there any specific reason?
Yes,
Would you kindly tell me, please?
I'll tell you after you do the honors.
Oh, okay. Let's see, gentlemen. It is very interesting thing about media. We the podcast media. You are in people's homes. Like people welcome you to their homes, to their cars, and so that we're family, right? So that's why we do this every week. So my family. When I mean family, I mean my co-hosts. I mean our listeners. Welcome, welcome to another episode of a favorite, the best, the most entertaining, insightful. Man, I've run out of words, man. Let's talk. Welcome, guys. Happy Easter. Easter Monday, guys. Hope you guys have had a good rest during these short holidays. Tomorrow is work, but I hope you're ready, because I am. Let's go. So with me is Osagie Alonge, right? Sags. AOT2, the guy who abandoned us last week. He wasn't around last week. And of course, it's me, the one and only. Osagie confirmed it last week. I don't know what his opinion will be this week. But last week it was certified. I don't know if you listened to the podcast, but everyone agreed that I am the original lead researcher. Welcome.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, thank
Congratulations.
you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for that buoyant introduction.
Oh, that means a lot. That means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. He is risen.
That's
He is risen.
what a CD Shocker intro style. Steve, I'm using CD Shocker style.
That's my guy. That's my hero. That's my radio hero now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Who was your
Sugar is
radio?
my radio hero now. Come on.
Who was your radio hero growing up?
There were plenty. I think JJ's voice was.
I think that's you guys that grew up in Lagos. You guys like were spoiled for choices. Especially we guys, we that list like hip hop lovers, but we didn't get the representation on local radios, right?
Yeah.
Then we heard this guy called Sidney Shocker. I'm like, what the fuck? That it blew our minds, and forever he's a legend forever.
Yeah. Shout out to CD Shocker.
I think my radio heroes, JJ, of course, the Macadon, definitely top 7 jams at 7. Definitely, he was up there. Radio hero, Solazo Elams, rapper. I gotta give it to him, and he's still rocking it till this very day. Solazo Elams, Steve Kadri,
of blessed memory. Yeah.
Steve the Sleek Kadri, DJ Mike Blue Moon.
He passed away too.
Yeah.
He was playing jazz. This man was playing jazz.
See, DJ Mike Blue Moon, I was so obsessed with DJ Mike Blue Moon. I went to TVC and camped outside and waited for him.
Oh, that was dope.
I'm telling you. Like, I went to TVC. So, shout out to Tony Doe. He used to go by the name The Love Child.
Yeah,
back then. Right. He was also working at Radio Continental. And I met him in the bus randomly. He was staying at Gowon State. I was staying, in Ekwaja, and I just met him, and I was a big fan. Of course, he was on Jimmy Jatt's album. He was in a crew called, 41 Avenue. He was also a hip hop artist, and he was on the radio. And from there we became like friends and everything, and used to just hang around with him and all that. And I knew he knew DJ Mike Blooming, so man, I just showed up at the damn freaking radio station, man. And when Mike Blooming was done with his shift, came out and I just introduced myself. That's how big. See, man, I think the internet has spoiled us when it comes to media consumption. It's kind of spoiled us. I mean, in a good way, you can consume anything now. You can learn anything now. I see young boys, learning different skills and making money off those skills or advancing their careers off those skills.
Yeah.
That's what the internet does. But I think in terms of like media consumption, right, it's really spoiled us because now we don't wait and anticipate for true curators.
Yeah.
To bring
Osagie,
us.
you forgot the name. That I know that you respect this person well.
Okay, hold on. Of course, Dan Foster. I love Dan Foster.
Shout out to Dan Foster, rest in peace. The big dog himself.
Of course, I can't forget the one and only big time Onome Oyaide.
Yes.
You not still mention the name. You not still mention the name. That
I still not mention the name. I want to give a big shout out to Onome Oyaide, big time. Rest in peace, rest in power. As I've said, I don't know if I've said it before on this podcast, but the first iteration of Loose Talk was actually meant to be myself, Big Time, and Osi Suave.
Oh,
because we were like a trio. We met up in I think Durban, and we hung out for a bit. And when we came to Nigeria, we still hung out for a minute. I think we had like a WhatsApp group or something. And I remember even sending an email with the whole concept of like a podcast. It wasn't called Loose Talk, definitely. And they were like, yeah, they're down to do it, but scheduling issues, etc.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm stuck with you guys.
Can I mention the name? Can I mention the name?
No, I want to still keep guessing because there's still like a number of people I haven't.
So there are two you not mentioned, safe.
I wasn't the biggest fan of IK. I respected him, right?
Wild child,
but like I wasn't tuning in. Like Big Time took the afternoon, like the afternoon show on Rhythm, right? Yeah. And he played Nigerian music, he played foreign music, and it was a blend of really good hip hop R&B. Then he also had the Soul Temple, I think, on Saturday evenings. So that was someone I was really listening to. I was listening to Shola Thompson as well. Shout out to Shola Thompson. That's my
Rhythms of
OG.
the night with Sholato.
Yes.
That guy had women going crazy over his voice.
Bro,
Like,
Shola Thompson, and I'm glad
hey,
he's shooting movies now. When it comes to see, do you know Shola Thompson was the director, one of the directors, and then it wasn't like one of the main guys in charge of advanced warning. So I think I have exhausted my list. Of course, there's Keke and D1, D1 radio as well. I was listening to Keke and D1 as well, no
no, Osagie
doubt.
just finished.
Um, I was listening to Tosin Bucknor an unhealthy period. I mean,
Okay,
a healthy
one
number
over
of
two.
times.
1/2.
Yeah,
You got him on
I
the
was
list.
listening. I was definitely listening to Tosin. Every morning, whew, with that what you call it, that rooftop MC's one song instrumental in the background.
Yeah,
Oh man, rest in peace again to her. Okay, who's the person?
really? Okay.
So I might probably end up saying the person, but I'll waste everybody's time. So just let me know, or you can give me
Okay.
some.
There was a time in our lives, and I'm sure the Osage will probably listen to this person too. Very instrumental to our love for hip hop music. HNIC Dr. G, Ray Power FM. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
I'm
see a
so
life.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. I was see. I was probably going to get there.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
I was probably going to get there.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was probably going to get there. Sorry
yeah.
about that.
Club Rockaway, bro.
Y-
You had to be
Yeah,
there, man. You had to
you
be
just
there.
had to be there.
Yeah.
Just had to, you had to be there.
The latest hip hop tracks from Yankee. And we're not even talking about the mainstream ones, underground ones. Benzino dissing Eminem, all those kind of
Oh my
crazy
god.
stuff. Oh,
So shout out to Dr. G HNIC who ruled the airwaves every night on Fridays with the latest hip hop music, hip hop conversations. Shout out to HNIC.
shout out to
Remember
him.
that marathon freestyle from AQ and Vector?
Yeah, 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 yeah. HNIC is
That was
What
culture.
year was that?
Yeah, that was crazy. And it took it, yeah, I think the run was from 2000 and maybe 2007
Yeah,
to like
thereabouts.
2013.
Yeah. I know he's no longer on air though. I don't think he's on air anymore.
Yeah. But every Friday night, you know, pre-internet era, we even say before 2007 because this was when you couldn't get like music on the internet. It
Yeah,
was really hard, except you had like access to like LimeWire, etc.
yeah,
But
and
that Friday night, he's playing you the latest disc record.
the
He's
latest.
playing you the latest beef. That what am I saying? I'm saying
He's way
2007.
before
I should
then.
play this thing at 2002.
Two, yeah.
2000 yeah, 2002.
Mm.
Because that whole 50 Cent run,
He
he was on it.
he covered everything. No? Every latest
Yeah,
diss, every latest info, he was on
yeah.
it. Sharp,
I
sharp.
think I think I think I first heard Piggy Bank
Yeah.
on Dr. G's show.
HNIC Dr.
You know,
G.
was no then he took the show from online, he took it offline, took it to like a physical event, and
Yeah.
it became the biggest hip hop event in Nigeria
Yeah.
every month, every last Friday, no, every last Saturday of the month or so. It became the biggest hip hop event. People were launching their albums
Yeah.
on stage. Like I remember Ill Blaze launched his album. Um, uh, the Caliphate launched their album.
Yeah.
A couple of people launched their album. And bro, I'm telling you, when this thing was big. Everybody was there.
Everybody
I
was there.
remember attending. I remember going from attending events to actually going to perform
Yeah.
at Club Rockaway myself as
Sinzu
a
was pulling
budding.
up. Ikechuku was pulling up.
Yeah,
Crazy stuff.
you look at the right, you see Mod 9. You look at the left, you see Sinzu.
Yeah. It's mad.
You know,
There
it
was,
was
there was an
it was
edition that Solid Star performed. Speaking of Solid
Mm.
Star, Solid Star,
yeah,
he just dropped his debut single, and he just
yeah,
said he was looking for shows to perform. I said, "This is not hip hop show." The guy said, "Just let him perform," and he performed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
When you're
You go
grinding,
into the
when you're
club,
grinding, you're grinding.
yeah. You go into the club and it's packed full. You go into the club and it's packed full of stars. I'm telling you, this is pre. This is pre. Wiz was in the club. We took pictures with Wiz now and his manager Osagie at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is, you
This
understand.
was the
Kel was on stage that day.
yeah, this was the
I remember.
period Spinall was still a hip hop DJ as Ray Power.
Yes,
Yeah, shout out to
yes.
Spinall.
Spinall. Just shout out to Spinall. Shout out to Neptune. Shout out to S Chris.
Yeah, those were like the big. Ray Power had mad DJs then. No?
They had the biggest, apart from the rhythm guys.
Yeah,
So Snoop the Damager, DJ Tommy,
yeah,
and somebody, and DJ Humility,
humility.
right?
Yeah,
It was the Ripper
the
guys.
Ray Power
Spinall,
guys.
Estris, Neptune. They had it on lockdown as
Yeah,
well. And it was a big deal. I mean, see, bro, the house, every club rockaway, the club was
it was
packed. You look
packed.
here, a young Wiz and Scales who are trying to get their break. Kel was on stage performing.
Yeah,
Ilbliss was somewhere around. Clarence just came in. Stray Butter was around.
mhm,
Ikechuku and Sizu walked in. Sasha,
yeah,
big time. It was, and a young guy like me on stage or upcoming as an artist, it was a blessing to see all of that happening because it felt like you were also part of
Yeah.
something happening.
yeah.
Bro, I remember at Club Rockaway, if you guys can go and do your investigation. There were posters where my name was coming up before Ice Prince's name.
Mhm.
No, 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 no cap.
Yeah,
No cap, that was back then. That was when I was really into
I
it.
went for
Sound City magazine had put
The
me
next,
on like
yeah.
next
Watch
to
out, yeah.
next to come, like yeah, what they call that thing, next
Blow.
to blow,
Osaka is not allowing
body.
us to chop Afrobeats money. That's why me and still right just be managing and we're collecting our 10%, and we're going around
Do you
the world.
understand?
More
Like
local
it
life.
was it was that good. I was nice. I was nice. I was nice. And yeah, it's such a journey thinking about it, and
Yeah,
that's where
that's
I met
I
Ayo.
want to
Yeah,
mention
funny
it
enough, that's
now.
what
Club
we met.
Yeah.
Rockaway.
Yeah, Club Rockaway.
Yeah,
That's the origin
you
story.
know, and that's why these events are
Very,
Actually,
very
super important, and that's what the online thing has to be.
mm,
Because now we're kind of meeting online, which is not bad as well,
better.
because you can even meet
Yeah.
people across the globe, right?
yeah,
It's a
far
global
away.
village, right? You can meet anybody anywhere. You can meet people in Spain. I like what Ima Owoni and Belama are doing with Afrobeats to the World Space that they do every Mondays on Twitter Space. You meet people there. People are having
Connecting.
conversations, and then people are, you know, connecting and building stuff there. But the offline thing was also really great because you were just meeting people. You were just meeting people, connecting with people, meeting your stars. I remember being star studded.
Starstruck.
First time I ever met. See, let me tell you, I said star studded, starstruck. I went to attended the 2010, yeah, the 2009 actually Sound City Music Video Awards. The 2010 one was the one Asha performed. 2009 version was the one Mims performed, and the 2008 version is one Nas performed.
Master
So I
Nas.
remember I was a member of
Yeah.
Words and Pictures, WAPI,
Yeah.
and they did this whole competition on Facebook. And they gave out to give lucky winners tickets to the SMVAs. And fuck it, I won it. I won. And I remember that day was crazy because I went all the way from Ipaja to Lekki, picked up my ticket, went back home, took my bath, and then went back to the island again to attend the event. And I'd been doing all these things on Facebook, right? I had a blog, so I was kind of popular online a bit. And I remember just standing somewhere with, you know, my manager at the time because I was still into music. And I was just looking like at Mood 9, Terry the Rapman, Ferocious, Overdose, Craft. And I'll tell you, they look like gods.
Yeah, they do actually.
The way I just looked at them like, wow, these are these guys I've been listening to for the last 6, 7 years. Because I've been bumping these guys since like 2003, right?
Yeah.
This is since secondary school. And this is 2009. This is just 6 years. But that's 6 years. Remember
Yeah,
back then in the
it's a
industry,
lot of
6 years
time.
is like 60 years fam with the
Yeah.
kind of
The
he
longevity.
had dropped paradigm shift, all
Longevity.
those things. And I was just looking at him like, wow, man. And I think I had the courage to just walk up to Mood 9. This is the first time I met Mood 9. And he just put his arm around me and said, Sags, man, you know,
No, we
and
just
he
started a
just
conversation
struck a
with you.
conversation. And I was just nodding,
Bro.
bro,
But now
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
But now is the most
I'm
At
chatty
very
what
person.
brilliant guy
But
too.
now is the most when people don't know, he's the most chatty person. Very brilliant guy. Out of all of them.
yeah,
But now
yeah,
he will
Yeah.
start talking to you like he has known you for years.
But now he's actually a genius.
Yeah.
He is. He's a polymath. He's a genius. He just put his hand around me and said, "Sags, man, this," and he
Yeah.
just started because he always has conversations, right?
Always.
And me, I had lost it.
Yeah.
My soul had left my body, right? I'm sure he had no idea. And I'm like, Mode 9 has his hand around my neck right now.
Super cred.
And it just took off from there. And funny enough, I ended up working for and working with Terry,
Yeah.
Aya as well. I ended up, meeting more of these people, doing more things, having access to them, going to their houses, building personal relationships with some of them, managing OD, on road managing OD for a label. So many things happened. These things just built
Morph.
on each
Yeah.
other. And you look at it and you say
Yeah.
it wasn't by luck. It
Yeah.
was designed somewhere.
On your
Mm-hmm.
CV, you can't put all the jobs you've done. No. Like four, five
Yeah,
pages.
No, I can't.
I can't.
I can't too.
Why I can't? Because it doesn't tell a good, like it tells an amazing
Yeah, yeah,
story if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
giving like an interview and you're inspiring people.
Yeah.
But like if you're looking for like a job, it doesn't tell a great story. It's the story. It's not like it's not great.
Because
It's not
It's
yeah,
just
linear.
yeah.
it's not linear. It's convoluted. It's all about. I remember when I was job hunting and I you know got almost got like well, I got the job. I didn't just take it. Um, but I was applying to a bank in Nigeria, and I got to the I think the deputy MD or something, right? But this was like the last person. This was like the last interview. We started off being like maybe 20, and every other
Reduced.
time I went for the interview, we kind of reduced the number.
Yeah.
And I had to wear a suit and tie all the time, which was annoying. But yeah, I remember I was the only one. I had gone through the HR, then I had to go through one last person, and she looked at my CV, and I had the guts to put that I work for a label, everything. I put everything in CV. I said, "It's a very interesting resume you have.
Interesting in
You know,
quotes.
yeah, you work for a label, you've done this, you've done." Is everything
It's okay.
okay?
You
Yeah,
know,
Oh, I don't know till they
with the
happen.
Oga, with the hustle.
you don't know,
You
you
don't
don't
know.
know.
Es-
And I used it to my advantage. I just told her, I used power of storytelling there and told her that, those are the experiences you get
Yeah,
working
of
in
course.
culture and youth, because it was a marketing position.
Yeah.
Marketing is
Working
culture.
with
Yeah.
young people and working in culture and understanding,
Content and
yeah,
culture.
understanding what people want, and in the language, speak to them and all that. And I, again, marketed to her. And she was like, it's very interesting. Yeah, yeah. And I got the job,
Yeah.
you know. And then they said they can't send me the offer letter, that I have to go to the office to look at it and sign
Of
there.
course,
Oh,
of
And
course, it's a bank now. What did you
what
expect?
kind of
is it caught?
You're even lucky that
Is
they
it
didn't tell
caught
you
or
that
I said,
send?
they were going to fax it
I said,
from Abuja to Lagos or something.
let them fax it. That would have been better. They said they can't send it to me. I have to come and look
Yeah,
at
that's
it in the office.
so that it's not leak now. Banks, so that it will not leak
Now,
or something.
wow.
I don't know, man.
You got to change up. Anyways,
They'll fix
hopefully
up
they
their
would.
life.
They can sort out their recapitalization issues.
We're talking about that. There will be a lot of mergers
They
and
don't jam them
acquisitions
one.
too. Yeah.
Speaking of this issue, sorry, I wanted to ask
Yeah,
you, what happened
your
to
money is safer. Don't
no,
worry.
not that one. That one is bad.
Yeah.
Adenuga had two banks before, and the first that
Soludo.
recapitalization that
Soludo.
what's his name did.
So what I'm saying,
So
yeah.
not is it
Of
Soludo?
course
Yes.
now.
What happened to those banks?
That's what happens.
Because I know they
That's what
merged. They
happens.
merged into one, but
I don't actually
is
know.
that bank still functioning?
I
Does
actually don't know.
Adenuga still own a bank? Yeah, yeah. I remember that period. That period was interesting.
Yeah.
That period was interesting. Soludo
What was the
and
name? Yeah,
Sanusi.
that was Equatorial Trust Bank now, right?
Yeah, and one other bank. He
He
had
owns
another
stake.
bank, and he
He
merged
owned a
them.
stake. I
Yeah,
won't say he owned. He owned it, but like he owned a stake in Equatorial. That was ETB. Wasn't ETB the
and
bank that then merged with? It was
Ah.
taking over Sterling Bank, basically.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Second question: does bank PHB
They
still
had to
exist? Because they
merge.
had to
Bank PFB does
merge.
not exist anymore.
Remember? It was Platinum Bank. It was
Yes.
Platinum Bank and Habib Bank that now merged to PHB. So I'm trying
I
to
no, I don't think
do
so.
those ones still
I don't
exist?
think
Because I
so.
don't see them anymore.
But PhD was
Okay.
so
I
cool at
just
that
want to
time.
know. See, ladies
So
and
so cool.
gentlemen.
They had a lot of young bankers,
Yeah,
swag
very cool.
guys. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to just tell you that your grandparents who are colonialists and your parents are not idiots for putting their money in First Bank. First Bank is older. First Bank is as old as
Yeah.
Nigeria. It's over 100 years. Ladies and please, all this bank that be giving you customized ATM card, bro. Know where to
That's
put your
that's
money
that's
now.
why
Beg
I
you.
think everybody's see that's why since the Soludo recapitalization exercise, we've not seen bank failures like that and depositors looking for money. That's the essence of it. And
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
Steve, remember those days where
say
you just get a
more
call
this
or you do
bank
a
don't go. You
newspaper
go
that
there, you
one
get there,
bank is
see
about
front
to
of the
close.
banks, you see
Savannah,
multitude of people. Your
you see,
money don't
Savannah
go.
Bank is no more.
Yeah,
And you have like 500K.
yeah,
And 500K back then was money.
yeah,
They'll now say, Madam, we can only give you 20K. Ah, banks used to
yeah.
spring up
So there's
and
so many
die one
things.
day. Like,
The
what?
the CBN
Shout
now,
out to
the CBN they do a lot of work, and
I think
it's
we
very
should.
necessary
I think
because banking is a very delicate, very very delicate sector. Like anything happens to
yeah,
banking, like,
business.
it trickles down to like the economy, like it disrupts everything, inflation. So like that's why CBN has to really check these guys. And due to the fall of our naira over the years, 25 billion does not even make sense anymore. So that's why they're increasing it to like 500 billion for like those big
Yeah, it
banks.
does it.
Yeah, they will do it. Those big
500
banks, they will not have
billion.
issues. I think it's the other
Uh,
guys, the national banks. That's where they will merge and
Steve,
yeah.
Steve, Steve, as today is Easter, I just want to do a national prayer for all the marketers in these banks because the
Yeah,
marketers are about to hit the streets. That's all I can
yeah.
say. I won't say more than that.
No. You can't
Just
even
what that's
use
what I'm trying to
depositors
say.
fund. You can't
You know
even
what
use
I'm saying?
depositors fund. You
Oh,
can't even
yeah,
use
you can use
depositors funds
depositors
for
funds.
to.
That's
You
true.
have to go and
That's true.
raise. That's also
Yeah.
something they want to force them to go and bring foreign investments.
Now raise money.
you're not giving context to my
Oh,
Okay,
people. You guys are not giving
sorry.
context to this
Sorry,
story.
do you want
oh,
to
we
give
are
us a
very sorry.
context? Please do.
You do that because
You are the lead researcher.
The recapitalization exercise is
wow.
CBN saying, give us money to hold just in case you go bust. That's just the summary of it. So Soludo came and said, banks must hold bank capital of 25 billion. Hold it just in case anything happens to you. We go and settle your depositors. So in banking, there's something called seniority level. Seniority level is the priority of people that the credits, right? The priority of creditors when something wrong happens to a bank. So in Nigeria, in deposit banks and commercial banks, the level of seniority, depositors are the first people that they consider when they are paying back money. So CBN is saying, give us this money so that we use it to pay all your
Yeah.
depositors, right? And that's basically what the recapitalization means, like in just summary, in layman's terms. So that's what it is. I think the difference with this is they're saying that they can't calculate retained profit, something like that. So something called retained profits, where banks take money from shareholders, they use it to do whatever they do and they get profits. So that profit, that's what they do use for bonuses and for the shareholders. But sometimes they keep it to continue investing into the business.
Yeah.
So CBN is saying that money is not part of this recapitalization, this capital, this thing that you are going to hold with us. So that's the only wahala that is with this new exercise. And a lot of bankers are complaining. But
Huh.
apart from that, it's really, really a very solid. Also another thing is that the government, shout out to Open Africa podcast, that's where I learned these things. The governments, because the government right now is struggling to bring in foreign investments because the oil is now, stuff like that. So CBN is
Yeah.
forcing the banks to go and seek foreign investments so that they bring the money into the economy. And when they bring the money
Oh,
into the
okay.
economy, how do banks deploy? How would bank deploy it normally? Is through loans, and an economy that's people
Mm-hmm.
have access to loans, businesses have it opens up, so stuff like that. That's just some of the benefits of this exercise that CBN is doing. Yeah.
I see. I see.
And just to be clear on that, right? The CBN has now set the minimum capital
Yes.
requirement for Nigerian bank as follows: 500 billion for
Yeah.
those with international authorization, 200 billion for commercial banks with national authorization, and then
Regional.
50
Yeah.
billion
A lot
for
of
those
banks are
with
going on that.
regional
There's no need that
authorization.
acquisitions is too much.
This is tenfold of
Yeah.
what the 2005 capital requirement
Yeah.
was, which was 50 billion
Mm-hmm.
for international, like international banking license, and 25 billion for national.
Come on.
Yeah,
It's too much,
so
guy.
it's 10 times.
So a lot of
Yes.
banks are
Nine,
going to be acquired.
nine,
That's
10. Yeah,
mm. Okay.
should we
Yeah.
say almost
I
20 years
remember
later?
that last
Yeah, yeah,
exercise in
yeah, yeah, yeah.
2025. I think it reduced the number of banks from like 300 or so to like 75 or something. I can't remember. But like the number drastically reduced.
Yeah.
So
Shrunk.
this one, maybe we're
Shrunk
going to get
fast. Very
only
fast.
20 or 30. They know.
It go be
Yeah,
like
the good part for this, I don't know if it's good for anybody, but like
Yeah, there's enough
I
time.
mean, the
Yeah.
deadline
Yeah.
is in 2025.
There's enough time.
oh, okay, there's enough time then. Okay. That's good.
So we will see, just like what we are
Exactly.
seeing in
That's
like the
true.
startup
That's true.
space or like the startup fintech space. You see some acquisitions, you see some mergers,
Yeah.
which is
That's
only
what
right,
happened.
which is that's what happened. That's it's a
That's
market.
business. You
It's
have to
true.
merge to
It's true.
survive at some point.
It's true.
Yeah. That's a nice
Yeah,
one
Cardi
from
So
B.
nice one from Cardi B.
Nigerian Twitter, you people are so disrespectful.
I also want to,
That's pop culture.
yeah,
It's
I also
true.
want, that's pop culture.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't,
They don't give a fuck about you now.
that's, you can choose to embrace it. Um, I want to say something. I saw something on Twitter, right? So one guy put up on Twitter that man, he for sure knows which
That's an
banks are not going
annoyed
to
Osagie.
survive the recapitalization. You understand? He now listed a couple of banks. Someone now
Basically, the
commented on the
forgot.
tweet and
Yeah.
said, put in the comments that said,
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely, the
Yeah.
Fugas will survive. The guy now replied
This is someone who said he
comment,
knows, like
what is
he knows about banking.
yeah, and it just led me to it was a good reminder for me that
Yeah.
whatever you see on the internet, especially social media,
Bro, not
especially
just
Twitter,
Twitter
to be
or
very
LinkedIn.
honest,
LinkedIn is
because
even
that's
the
where everybody.
biggest culprit in this. Okay,
Oh,
okay, okay.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
consume
okay.
LinkedIn at
I
all.
don't even bother. I don't. It gives me
At
headache.
all.
If I ever go there, it gives me headache. I pull out
Yeah,
straight.
so when I go to LinkedIn, I go to my notifications, and then I go
Yeah,
to who's
that's
requested
okay,
a
okay.
follow, and then the homepage of LinkedIn
Anytime
is
I
up to you if you want to
anytime
consume it.
I do
It's
something
up
on
to
LinkedIn,
you.
like maybe make a post, I can see myself like I just it sounds like it looks fraudulent, like it looks like it's I don't understand, I don't know how to say it. As I'm typing the
You judge
message,
yourself.
I'm just
You
saying,
judge
no
yourself.
more. What am I doing? You know what I mean? Like it's not like yeah.
Who's connected on LinkedIn? See, because I haven't seen, and you
That
say
means we're not
you make
connected
a
now. We
post.
are,
I
sha,
haven't seen any of your
we are.
stuff. Yeah, I'm saying it here. Yes,
I need to. I've
need to
not
change the
done
profile
photo shoot for a
picture
long
though.
time. I will do. Mm.
Yeah, you need to change it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, please, guys, don't, and this thing translates to like different topics, education, food. You just see people just say rubbish at times, and
Rubbish.
they try to sound very smart. That's why I take Twitter as a fun place. You see me most of the time. I'm putting a laugh emoji on almost everything, and I'm commenting because it's I'm trying to. And you see, here's the thing: you ask yourself at times, should I tweet like this, or should I, no, I need to position myself. At this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna have fun speaking my mind because when you go to Twitter, the first thing he asks you, right, does he still do that when he says what is happening?
It still does.
It's
What is
there.
happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? You know, I don't want to sound like the most. You see some people, oh my God, bro. I've seen crazy things on Twitter. I've seen people talking about like, oh, crypto trading, blah blah blah, and then I'm chatting with this person in DMs and everything, and I see their portfolio is like $1,000.
I beg you.
I'm
Now
just
small
like,
small.
$1,000. You've not done anything now.
no, but you don't understand that the way this person is positioned on the timeline,
Allow
I
the guy
just like,
It's
flex.
like
Allow the guy
one
flex.
person's
Fuck it.
profile I sent you on sent to you guys. The guy said the person put on on their profile. I think he said, what's the name of this new Web3 marketing? He said Web3. He said expert in Web3 marketing. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Ah,
Now you can
God.
tell us saying no be
And this
expert.
person speaks at the biggest, like some conferences that you look at. That's like, who vetted this person
Bro.
to talk about Web3? I'll just be laughing. But it is what it is,
You know, if
positioning
we
and
don't we
stuff
don't
like that.
vet in Nigeria. You
That's
can
it,
sell the
man.
game. If you can
Bro, the
sell the
thing is that
game,
when
you
you
are
see the
giving the
when
keys.
you even hear them talk about
Yeah.
it, you just know, like off from 2 seconds into the conversation, you know that this person does not know enough to talk about it. But the person is on the stage talking about it. You know, that means everybody know him. If the people went do the conference, if they understand what what they are all about, they will vet it well, vet people well, and bring in the right people to talk about it. You know, yeah.
They'll do background checks, but but where we are right now. So
Anyways, this podcast has gone everywhere. Let's quickly talk about Tyler before we even get into anything, right? We were playing our music earlier. I want to give a shout out to the team behind this young lady.
yeah,
The way they've been able to execute everything since she dropped that record, Water,
yeah, well
right?
curated. Everything is
It's
deliberate.
a big team.
Yeah,
There's also a big machine behind her, granted, you
machine.
understand. Dropping a record within 6 months, you win a Grammy off the record
Yeah,
is crazy.
annoyed.
That's
You
crazy.
annoyed the noisiest country on Twitter just because you won a Grammy. You pissed off 200 million people. It's not easy.
You know, so winning that Grammy, going ahead to drop, keeping the momentum, riding on it, and dropping your debut
Yeah,
album. I
yeah,
heard the album. It's a good album. It's a good pop album, man.
yeah,
Afrobeat, some Caribbean vibes, everything going on in there. Just the positioning. She looks like a true pop star,
yeah. She does.
and I hope like she pulls out like the new single is Art, which is a dope single, and I hope she like just builds on top of that, does some really good remixes. I hope she can get a record with Drake. I thought she was going to do the remix of Water with Drake or something. But like, I like to see well executed projects like this,
Yeah,
where, and it's been a while since I've seen like a young black, well, she's colored, but you get my
yeah,
point. Pop star. And I remember having that discussion with you guys in the group with the other guys, right?
yeah,
Saying the guys I'm saying like where has been the like young pop star that young girls can listen to?
yeah. True that.
Because the ones that we are seeing have been
Osags. Oh,
hypersexualized.
wait. Osags, this thing that you said,
Yeah,
I almost hit you up yesterday. I think I almost put it in the group. So I was scrolling because before we were together, right? And I was trying to, in the morning, I was looking for music to play for everybody because the kids were in the sitting room and we were together. I was like, what should I play? So I was scrolling through the video playlist on Apple Music and I saw family pop music for kids. Something like that, something like that nature. So I played it. It's something family friendly. 30 minutes into
Something
that
family
playlist, there's
friendly.
no black female artist. Bro, 30 minutes. There was
yeah,
Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Adele, what's this? Selena Gomez. Bro, there was no black
Gomez,
female artist. I'm like,
Abednego.
okay, this is what the sax is talking about. I felt so bad.
Oh yes, now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just that
I'm like,
Osage rants about
this.
it a lot, but I mean, I
You
understand what
understand?
I understand what he's talking about. There's some
Guys
days
are
I want
too
to put some things in the
embarrassing
group.
and I don't appreciate it.
There's some days I want to put
It's
something
a
in the
trigger.
group. And then, like, if I put it, I know my guy. You know, 5 paragraphs. I say it done. Yeah, we understand. Anybody who has eyes can see that the template for marketing an African American, female African American, is
Yeah.
to play the hypersexualized card.
And
Take
the
it.
ones who are
You listen
and
to
the
the
ones
female
who are not
rappers. They are very
hypersexualized are not
talented.
marketed enough.
Sukia-
So it's not like the
Yeah.
fault of the artists
Sukiana,
themselves. It's just
Glorilla.
it's just like the people making the decisions.
Yeah, the marketing. Look at Sukiana, look at Glorilla. They can rap, but they are being thrust into that. If you're not doing a hyper version of Lil Kim in the mid 90s, you can't break it. And me, I've gotten my dose of hip hop to the point of I don't want to see somebody's ass in a tongue before I consume your music. That doesn't just appeal to
But
me.
the
Let me
problem is
know
that
what you are rapping about.
artists
You look at
who want to break into the biggest market are not appealing to you, are you? Because you are not like the yeah.
Oh
exactly. So
yes,
he will be
I've
so
left that. I've left
exactly.
that. I've left that realm. Yeah, because but the thing is that we cannot run away from the fact that hip hop right now or urban music in African America is in its OnlyFans phase. You just
Yeah.
have to be some ratchet bonnicate shit
Okay.
at the end of the day. And I'm like, bro, this ain't
Exactly.
funny.
Okay, I wanted to take
You
the
see
conversation back
Tyla,
to Tyler. Yeah.
you know she's yeah, you know she's pretty, but they're not going to overdo that. Maybe because she's African and they're aware of cultural sensitivity. So they're not going to overdo that card and make her show her ass half naked or anything. And she just feels like a
Yeah, I
breath of
see her
fresh air
different. I
for
feel that
at
Tyler
least
is
for
a
some
threat
of
to
us.
Afrobeat.
Oh, she is. At
But
least
she is a representation of Afro, even though the album is a pop album, but it has African rhythms under. Like I said, it gives you the
Yeah.
Afrobeat stroke,
her
Caribbean
biggest weapon
vibe.
is
It reminds me of Rihanna when Rihanna first started out.
yeah, her biggest weapon, like
Yeah.
I and Osage were saying before, is what Zendaya has. She's racially ambiguous. She can sell to anybody, to any race.
Yeah. She
And
is. Yeah.
watch over the years, her accent,
And in America, that
yeah,
works a lot.
watch her
Yeah.
accent. Her accent will the South African accent she has right now will soften gradually.
Hmm.
Gradually. Just keep watching till it now becomes a universal, almost universal accent. That's how it is. And this is how you market artists. This is how you create artists. I know people say, oh, she's an industry plant. Yes, industry plant is actually the music label now going back to the business of creating.
All your biggest artists are
Bro,
industry plants. If the industry didn't plant them, they're not going to be
bro,
that big.
the most successful
And to
artist in the
plant the
world.
seed for it to grow.
The most successful artist in the world. Yes, now.
Exactly.
Is it Elvis Presley? Is it Michael Jackson? These guys are industry plant. Biggie didn't come out from anywhere. Biggie was curated. Biggie was not a sex symbol, but he was curated by Bad Boy to be a fat, cute, lovely, Versace wearing, shade rocking rapper. And he
Yeah.
worked. He works. That is why a label is there. I know we're in this era of anti-label stuff, but if you want enduring artists, they have to go through that machine, that factory, or where you are curated and you're planted, literally. Yeah. So shout out to Tyler, man. All the moves she's making, you know that there's machine behind it. Sitting beside LeBron James is not beans. Conversations are already happening.
My brother. And the conversation, everything is
They didn't even give
God.
her one small basketball player. They didn't even give her
It's
they didn't even give her
LeBron.
Giannis. Say, okay, Africa, Africa. No, they went to LeBron.
Uh,
Say,
they went to
they went to
LeBron.
go and
LeBron.
Kai Cenat put up for her listening. She came to Kai Cenat's crib again. Bro, what do you want? This is me.
Yeah,
Really penetrating mainstream, at least in the African American sense. So yeah, I'm happy
boss.
she's
Yeah.
getting all this love, at the end of the day. She deserves it, man.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a picture of she sitting beside LeBron. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And you
crazy.
know why? LeBron is a family guy. He's lovable. They're not going to
Yeah.
Yeah.
put her with one. What's the name of that guy that impregnated the OnlyFans babe? Zion. They're not going to put her next to Zion. That doesn't look good.
I'm
Yeah,
even seeing. I was seeing something now because I did a Google search of it. I saw a video say, "Watch LeBron James' wife Savannah James show off groovy dance moves to the viral Water song."
bro.
So everything that has been done has been
Engineered to
well.
the highest level.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to it's what I want instead of people just going off, especially people in the industry, right? Just going off and saying, "Oh, Tyler, blah blah blah." What can you learn from this?
Yeah,
Have a solid team, build a solid strategy around. Of course, have a lot of money, and that's why you have to be signed to an. Because I believe she signed to what she has like a label that has a joint JV. I don't know the details of the deal, but has a deal with Epic, and that's how she was able to get the Travis Scott remix
record.
because
Yeah,
Travis is on Epic Records, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
And don't slack
So
when an opportunity comes. She had water and she just ran with it. She didn't dull and say,
bro,
"Let me wait for
once
like a year."
Water took off, boom, that was it.
Yeah,
Once Water took off, that was it.
yeah.
Truth or Dare, Art, it's a good album. Good album, self-titled. Like they
Sell
know
the
what they're
name.
doing.
Sell
Self-titled.
the name. Next thing for
Yeah.
her, she should be in a movie blockbuster, summer blockbuster, maybe 3 or 4 scenes.
Calm down.
You
I
go
never
shock
No,
reach
you.
she needs
now.
to drop another album
You
again
go
now,
shock
bros.
you. You just hear
Ah.
Bros.
Fast and Furious 20 now. You just hear inside.
No, but definitely, yeah.
Imagine they're like, Mary, you've come again. Mary, you've come again with your lies. Which one be this one again where you don't see?
If either go
I
home
said,
or go
bro,
No,
big.
so
Like,
maybe it was never about the money.
no.
yeah, it was never about it.
Bro, I need a castle. I need like 50 maidens. I need like 5 and
Bro.
flying horses, and even the movement too now. There was Barnabas who was calling for violence,
Bro.
and Jesus who was calling for peace. This was Martin Luther and Malcolm X over there
Yeah,
again. So yeah, he was a big boy now. He was a
that's
big boy.
true. Oh wow. Barnabas too, that's true. His PR wasn't that Barnabas was
Yeah,
a stubborn
Barnabas. Yeah,
guy.
the
But his PR
that's the person they
wasn't like
saved that
really
the
that
Jews
guy.
decided to save.
Yeah. Who went to
That guy
heaven last
farms his way
minute?
into eternal life. Farms his way. That guy is a social climber. I told him, shut
Ah,
up. Do you know who
so
this?
you
Do you
mean
know who
he's
this is? The son of God.
Shout out to him.
Oh, well, shout out to that guy. He said,
That's but when by my own projects that require
that's it.
interpreting that says, bro, I got my own shit going.
It-
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I gotta finish my own shit. That it requires what? Absolute discipline and focus, which is waiting I
yes.
get now. This project I'm doing or building I'm building or whatever school fees I'm paying. I have my own things to do. I'm so sorry. And I'm not lying. God is my witness. So that's the next thing he says. What else? There's another one that I really like.
The one I really like was when he said, "Because if I'm not picking your call, it's just because I respect you too much." Like that's a bar. Like
That's a bar.
this
That's a
is
bar.
someone that
Yes.
he's not picking your call because he respects you. So if you pick your call, now we say no respect you. So which
You
one
know,
do you
say-
would you prefer?
Yeah. He said, if I have not picked your call, it is because I feel too pained to say no to you. It is a sign of my respect for you
Mm,
and not of my disdain.
That's
disdain.
it.
Oh, man.
That's some
That's
sex
just
worship.
it.
Disdain.
That's it.
Then you know how you're leading, like you're playing a game and you're leading like 3-0. Then
We talk about how Bob D has been one of the greatest sources of meme
No,
in
he has classic memes.
internet history.
He has
From his
classic memes.
crying one to the one with Peter Obi to this one. There's so many. There's so
Steve,
many.
Steve, you forgot one. Steve, you forgot one.
Which one?
The one with the Nigerian jersey in front of the television.
Oh my fucking god.
don't forget the one that he has all the food in front of him and says, Emini Koto.
No, but that one with Peter Obi.
Bob D
I
is
must be
pop
there.
culture, man. I must be there. I must be there. I said I must be there.
No. The man
It's actually
is
pop culture.
he's a legend in all ramifications.
Nah, Bob D is a legend. He's a legend. And to cap it all, he had like a big cultural moment with Davido. He's inside on a record, on a hit record.
Yeah.
No, didn't know what is it. His biography is going to be so mad because he has so many components to him: the pop culture component, the media component, the political component. This man is a one-time presidential aspirant
Yes.
of this country.
Yes.
Bob D is loaded.
Steve,
Absolutely.
do you know what it means for me to wake up one morning, 1st of January 2016 or 17, and Dele Momodu is trending? Why? Him and Davido or something. I'm like, I didn't even know Bob D was involved in this in the first place.
Dele, God.
Why am I
A
seeing
man of many lives.
Why am I seeing 30 BG attacking Dele Momodu? It's wild. It's the most random fight ever. Like,
See, the quotes of these tweets are crazy. Someone says, I keep reading this and every sentence is a hit.
I swear.
That's where they learn more. Someone says, this is a Hall of Fame tweet. Another person says, just dropped a life-changing template against black tax.
I'm telling you.
Someone says, when the billing too choke, so you have to use your last voice to cry out.
oh gosh.
The billing that then touched. Bro, this tweet has 20,000 bookmarks.
Do you understand how at Dele Momodu's level, Dele Momodu's mates, they don't know how to use like smartphones.
Yeah,
This man is, oh, come on, man.
Adekunle go quoted it and just said updates.
You know, say Adekunle go don't forward that thing for WhatsApp message.
You don't understand.
He said 2.8 million impressions in 24 hours.
I'm telling you, come on, man.
And guess what? He sent it during Easter.
Yes, now. He don't see the billing they come. He don't see say that billing they come. He just goated man
Someone
for
God,
real.
said,
though.
someone said, when the thing was at 11,000 bookmarks, someone said 11,000 bookmarks. Tinubu, you will crumble.
Those are poverty, Sakpa induced bookmarks. Like,
Exactly. May I
Someone
save her
said,
now? May I save her now?
someone said 20,000 bookmarks. Billy won't finish Nigerians.
No. And that billing, 95% men.
I think I didn't just see you guys now. The guy that does laundry for me, right? Like, he comes to pick my clothes and does stuff for me. Texted me that his wife gave birth. What? He sent me a WhatsApp message that his wife gave birth. That he needs any support, any support. I was like, that's okay. I just went on WhatsApp, searched for his name, which gave birth. He did the same thing in September 2023. I just responded to the message to say how far. I say how far. He has not responded to my own message since Thursday,
Wait,
Wow.
September 2023.
September 2023.
Wait, October, November,
Uh,
December, January.
In
every
wife
time
no born, now formats.
I know,
format,
I just a joke.
Okay.
Okay.
he don't forget saying don't send the
In don't
format.
forget, say this. I remember that time at 20K I send them. So I look and say, oh more.
So just
This
go down, just say
20K.
update.
Oh, dear.
Update. Oh
Update.
good.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one
that's a
from
good
Bobby.
one, Bobby.
I respect it. I respect it a lot. Oh God. Anyways, okay. So anything happening for Easter? You guys going anywhere?
No, now Lagos I do. Where they go?
You're not going out.
No, me, I'm on house arrest until further notice.
Was there is there still a going out culture? Is it still there, or people just
It's
you
the people
know?
that will go out that will know now. Who are you asking?
Well, I'm the last
are, you,
person to ask.
are you asking me?
I'm the last
No,
person
but
to
you
ask.
go, you go. At least you dey come on. You go see, say, okay, people they come out now.
My
People will
brother,
get
this
mad.
thing,
People
the
will get
vibe no
mad.
day. There's no vibe. There's no vibe, guy. There's no vibe.
People know
And
they come out again.
I'm going with fam to Kazim's. Kazim is having an Easter lunch, dinner. So
Mhm.
man go chop, come back and sleep. That's all.
Shout out to him.
You know that's all.
Omo. So no, but when did that? Omo. Remember when back then people go to the amusement park. People go out.
Where
You
you
know,
want go now? There are places where people go, but I don't just think I'm one of that crowd. I'm not that crowd. Definitely.
no, I'm not saying you guys, but I'm
Okay.
okay. There are two groups of people I see here. First is like a group of friends,
Yeah.
right? That's the first one. Go to the beach, go out. Second group are family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then it used to be nice. I just remembered. Oh my god, remember the Mr. Biggs on our background.
Yeah.
Remember that one, not the one on Allen, oh, the one
Yeah.
on our
Yeah.
background,
Yeah. Yeah.
one beside the AP filling station.
Yeah. 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 I know.
Oh man, they had the best meat pie. Okay, so March was the month of for women. I mean, every day is a day for women, but you get my point. And
I don't.
ah, why you talking? Don't let your wife hear this thing you just said.
You know, here saying
Enter
whisper. You
wahala.
not talking loudly. You just whisper.
You enter wahala, me I no dey there. Oh. Anyways, we did a we did list out our favorite women in music a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and we have a new list. Favorite women in media. Now,
Mm.
this list is, of course, is biased. It's a personal list, so
Subjective.
very subjective. We are not doing any power list here. No, personalized from your perspective or how you interacted with these people or what they did. So, who wants to go first? Women in media. Nigerian women in media.
How many people are we putting on this list?
Cool 10.
Cool 10.
I couldn't come up with 10. Like in terms of like in history, in media in history, not just now, right? Like
Yeah, all time.
what time?
I'm sure
I
there are
couldn't
like
come
a
up
lot of
with.
women, but again, I'm not going to name someone from the 60s because
No,
you
of course.
like you if I had thought deeply or done some research, of course there will be women I would name from there. But this is
Yeah,
just me growing up as a young guy growing up in the late 80s and 90s and 2000s.
yeah.
Ayo will probably be from the 70s.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can go first. I have 7 names. I
You have
struggle to.
seven.
Yeah.
Seven.
Uh,
Seven is a lucky number. Oh yeah, hit me.
yeah. There's no ranking here. Abike Dabiri.
Why?
It's just because of what she represented with Newsline, with NTA. I think under her, Newsline has always been big. It was just there's something about Abike, yeah, that made her like really popular. People loved her, and yeah, I just felt she
She was
deserved to be
the
there. Yeah.
she was the very cool young correspondent
Yeah,
who would
then grew
report.
into the yeah, becoming the presenter. Um, Fumi and that for me, because of Fumi is just the culture. Like growing up, she had everything. She had everything that really appealed to us young people. New Dawn, of course, is like legendary. New Dawn is like a cult classic. Like it's not, it wasn't AM Express. It wasn't Newsline. But we who person when no people when no New Dawn was really really like the epitome of coolness at that time. Agatha Mata for me represented Agatha Mata is someone also who represented a certain part who represented something like in Newsline ish. Her show. What's the name of her show again?
Inside Out with Agatha.
Inside Out is Agatha was like sometimes she was even shooting in Delta States, like had so much impact with like the people and stuff like that. She never really hit that prime time. And she was never really that cool. Inside Out wasn't really. It started out as that cool platform, but it later turned into like a platform for like the ordinary Nigerians. She used to like give out stuff and
Which is what
yeah,
I liked actually.
yeah, exactly. Which was more impactful.
Yeah.
And I'll go with Doyin Abiola. Doyin Abiola was the first female editor, like woman editor of a daily newspaper in Nigeria. She did great stuff with Concord. Yeah, so I'll take her. I'll say Amaka Igwe for just what she represented in Nollywood. Then Moabudu. Like, what more can we say about Mo? Moabudu is like, from owning a channel on DSTV. I think that time the studio was in Calabar. They were spending a lot of money flying Ibuka and his crew.
Even
What
before that, moments with Mo.
Moments? Thank you. She started with Moments with Mo. Thank you. From Moments with Mo, he grew into like a channel, a TV station on his own. What's the name of that show that you went to? That Ibuka show that you went to, Sax?
I can't remember.
Have you forgotten with
I remember the name, but
Zainab?
I can't. Yeah, it was
I
Okay,
don't
between
okay,
like
okay, okay.
I remember it's with Zainab, Balogun, Ebuka,
Yeah.
Uchendu, and Lamidi. I think.
There's one time they were flying to Calabar to because the studio was in Calabar at that
yeah,
time, to do that
Yeah.
show that time.
they had
Yeah,
the
so those
Calabar
like
studio and the
yeah,
Lagos
those are like my
studio.
like 7. I couldn't find it. To be very honest, I thought about it. I couldn't. Those are like the 7, my 7 like greatest of all times. I might have
Not greatest of
forgotten
all
some
time.
names,
Your
so I hope
favorite,
would you.
favorite
Yeah,
women
favorites,
editor.
my favorite. Sorry, my favorites.
Favorite, favorite.
People who really had like their impact. I felt it. Yeah, so yeah, those are mine.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Ayo.
Okay, let me start. You know how I like to do it now. I'm vintage guy, so I'm about to throw you back a little bit.
Speaking
First
of
of
Mike,
all,
yeah.
when we talk about newscasting, when we only had NTA, the newscaster was the most important voice in the country. Now then the announcement could
Hey,
happen.
Ayo is taking us back.
Now then
Back.
now then the announcement could they happen. Now then they tell us the state of the nation, what to even watch next. There's this lady, shout out to her, Ruth Benemizia Opia of NTA.
Woo!
That's a
NTA.
legend. When you're talking about some of the best newscasters in the country, she is when you see her like this, you know that yes, the news is about to go down.
There's something going down.
She makes the most mundane stories interesting. See, I like that agricultural piece. That story they did about maize and cassava. I think we should invest in maize and cassava. So yeah, shout out to her. For me on that, like Steve rightly said, we can't even just begin to highlight her. She was the first person to put a gay person on Nigerian TV. And not just any Nigerian TV. NTA. Now, if you know what NTA stands for, They don't play like that. They don't play like that at all. Her bravery in journalism is unrivaled. This is a woman who dares to challenge the powers that be. So definitely her. The mogul herself, Moabudu,
More.
starting off with Moments with Mo, and we thought, oh, it's just Moments with Mo. Then she morphed into a TV station that had this very grand, big idea. Oh, let's have a station in Calabar. This was when Tinapa was Tina. Shout out to Donald Duke. And for a second, it looked like as if, okay, she had figured this broadcasting thing out. And as she was doing that, she just said, let me try Nollywood. And boom, she's the Amazon. Like, if you speak to any foreign journalist about Nollywood, the person they always point to is always Mo, you know, and you can't take away her impact in that. So
The
we have
wedding
to give it up to
party,
Mo.
the
She
wedding
has tried
party too.
wedding party one, wedding party two, everything, her movies and all that. Um, Two ladies. I'm going to put them in number three and four. There was a trend in Nigerian TV at one time that every launch period there will always be a lady that will come out and just start playing videos for us, interact with callers, just talk about gist, entertainment. First of all, I have beef with Chris Anazodo. Or is it Mike Anazodo? Sorry, I can't remember his name. Because he married Charles Anazodo, sorry.
Charles.
Charles.
According to Victor
Oh,
Egbafia.
Miriam New Dawn, yeah.
Charles Anazodo broke a lot of men's hearts.
Yep.
He annoyed us because he married Nigeria's sweetheart, and that was Marianato. This was a beautiful lady on NTA. You didn't even care what she was even presenting. Just see Marianato on TV was like, Lord, what a wonderful woman, So I think during that period, she didn't have any rival. She didn't have any. She had a rival and a peer, and that's the next person I want to talk about. So as NTA had his own lunch break thing going on, and AIT also had his own lunch break. It was actually called lunch break anyhow. And there's this lady. Many people know her now as the wife of a legend, of a Nollywood legend. But in her own right, she was kicking us back then. She started as an OAP on Reaper. Then AIT now became his thing, and they gave her her own lunch break. And her name back then was Jumobi Adegbeson.
Oh,
She was
Yeah.
so hot that men were calling her live on TV to toast her. That's how it was back then. They were like, hi, Jumobi, I just pre-GSM era, my guys. This is landline. Landline toasting it takes balls to do Dabiri. Look at interest stories. Abike Dabiri was on the money. Later, she was promoted to now become the face of NTA Newsline. It's first of all, a break is necessary. Then evaluate what you want to do, or look at what you want to do in life, and where you want to be in the next 5 or a few years time, and just choose which one works, out for you.
thank you very much, Steve and Ayo. Just like Steve mentioned, to the second part of what he said now, problem no the finish. That's what he was just trying to tell you. We've established that you need to take the 2 week break. Please take it if you can. If it doesn't affect your finances, if you can take it, please go ahead and take it to get the clearer perspective. Beyond that, right? One problem replaces another. So we understand this problem here, connection, right? That connecting to your team, you feel lonely. And before, I used to say all these things don't matter. You're getting paid, your money will cover. But as you grow and as I grow, you understand that your mental health is just as important as your
Very
physical
important.
health as
Very, very
well.
important.
If you're not happy somewhere, you're going there every day. It continues to drill a hole in your head. So one day you snap.
It
So I
drains
get
you.
it. I just want to say, wherever you're going to, where you feel there might be a connection, yeah, there might be a connection and it solves that problem. But then you're going to meet a new problem. And that's how the world works. That's
Yeah.
why solutions and companies exist. They're just solving problems. So, like Steve mentioned, you have to find what really fuels you and fuels your happiness so that when you're interacting with these other things, you don't even see them as problems again. You just see them as obstacles that you need to bypass because you're heading to a destination. And then the things that fuel your happiness and passion cover up for most of those things that kind of take the fun out of it,
Yeah.
or whatever problem you face there. So that's it. You have to also just change your perspective in a certain way to understand that things will continue to exist no matter where you go. And if you can make the switch, please calculate your finances very well. How much is your rent? How much is feeding? How much do you need to save? How much do you need to invest? If you feel like you can afford to take a lesser pay, go ahead and do it. But if you can't, you have to also come to terms with your reality.
Yeah.
I guess that's our advice. All right, Dikpo. This is a new person. Dikpo says Thank you for the consistency and insights on the wide range of topics. Yes, I missed ALT2 on the last one. ALT2, you are loved.
Thank you, my bro.
Okay, I agree with Osagie on Nike usurping Adidas as the new kit sponsor of Germany. I won't disagree with Steve though, but yes, money makes the world go round, so nothing bad in getting some more.
Hmm.
The quality has to be fire, and we trust Nike to do this. As per the sports podcast, I think it's a wonderful idea. Steve, the lead researcher, Dede, please look into this. I'm very interested and would love to be part of this, given a chance. Steve, you don't hear. Osage, I have been looking for some songs and albums, and I know you keep a lot of records. I wouldn't mind help to get the links on this list. For the Men by Four Men. That is two shots and two clarifications.
Hey.
That record, I don't have it anywhere.
You know,
I'm
day
gonna look.
online. Don't worry.
Yeah, I've tried.
Ask two shots. Ask
Trust
two
me, I've tried.
shots.
There's a video for that record, there's a song, but I'm going to reach out to Two Shots. I'll send him a DM. We talk.
Yeah.
We've not talked in a long time, but like, yeah, we
Cordial.
are cordial. So I'll reach out to him for the record to see if he has the record. He's also putting out some new music. I think he has a new record with John Network, so you guys can check it out as well. Shout out to Two Shots. Omo Namu. Maintain's debut album. I have that, so I would reply your email with a link to it. You can
Lucky
download it.
you. Lucky you.
Lucky you. The name of the album is Anyhow. I got you. Permission. Maintain featuring Lagbaja. Ayo, do you remember this record?
Yes, I can remember it faintly.
Faintly, right? It's kind
Yeah.
of playing in my head,
Yes, faint.
but it's going in and out. It's going in and out, right? I have looked for this record. I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it anywhere. And yeah,
That me to
I'm
look
sorry.
maintain or big bam.
Yeah, then Lagbaja, We, Me, and Abami. Oh, go to iTunes,
Yeah.
right? You can buy it. It's not on Apple Music, but if you go to iTunes,
You
all
can
of
buy it.
Lagbaja's albums are on iTunes. So all the ones you just mentioned here, which is the double CD, We and Me, and the Abami EP, everything is on iTunes. So you can go there and buy it, and you have it as the files on your system or your phone. So you're good. Thank you for the great work, and also shout out to Nana, the Nigerian Ghanaian, with the Nigerian work permit. Shout out to Nana. All right, we have an Ask the Giants.
All right, let's do this.
Although the first one was technically Ask the Giants, but go
Yeah,
on.
it was. It was. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, dear team. In the recent episode, there was a discussion about backup partners that prompted a simple question: as someone in a committed relationship, is it reasonable to feel upset when you perceive your significant other treating someone else as a backup, even though you are aware that they are not dating and you've not peeked through the understand the concept of not putting all your eggs in one basket?
It's a very interesting conversation because I believe that there's a respect level. There's a respectable level of
Mm-hmm.
backups, even in relationship. Because at the end of the day, we're humans strike and you say I want to break up and the girl is left without. I believe that emotionally, if we're emotionally matured, there should be a respectable level of a backup. I don't know where to draw that line, but I believe they can be. The respectable backup is like how many times do you guys chat in a month? Are you going to see that? I think that should be the conversation that you guys can have about male friendships. These backups they cloud it with male friendship, like with
Mm-hmm.
friendship with the opposite sex, right? So I believe there's a respectable level, but immediately there's the first evidence of seriousness, which is maybe engagement, and immediately it gets to that level, there has to
The
be a
backup,
cutoff.
the
Yeah,
backup sent to the sales
sent to
backup.
the exactly.
You
Send out
understand?
the send out the
Again,
vicinity.
I
Oh yeah.
don't use this gen again. No, you go use maybe you want buy how much?
Exactly.
Offload the gen. Offload the gen immediately.
And that's just the way I think
Because
about
now
it.
I'm moving to a place where they are using big gen and
24
so
hour, they were off grid. Yes,
Upgrade.
exactly.
We use
Yeah,
our own
and so
gen. Thank you very much.
off grid.
My
we know
better
they use
pass your
gen.
gen.
We know they use gen again. You know what I'm
so they
Uh,
saying?
use gen for yeah again. Yes.
Exactly. So that's
Okay,
just
so
how
that's
I
what
think
you
about
feel.
it.
He feels that you should have at least there should be a backup, but the backup should be laid dormant. And but once in a while, you
just
understand,
trigger.
Uh,
Just You go tutorial
and
small.
just sprinkle blood on the parasites. It just
Mm.
moves.
Make it just say, just to make sure it's living. You know, it's alive. You know.
When you pour salt on a worm, when you
Yeah,
pour
you
salt on
could just
you go
shake.
just you go just shake
You
small and
know,
say, okay,
shock.
it's
You
still
know,
there, it's still there, it's still there, it's still there.
See,
that
you know
is,
the first thing I will even say. The
yeah,
first thing, stop going through your partner's messages. That's
yeah.
So
the
I don't know
first.
that's
what people are looking
that's
for.
the surest way
Don't
to die. When you hear men just
One
die,
day
they
you look
first,
for, you see what we are looking for.
and
don't
you
do it.
yes, don't do it, my
Don't do
guy.
it.
Don't
And
do
that's
it.
I think people invest less time figuring if they want to date someone, if the person is really a good person. You know how you can figure out if someone is a good person, like take the time to know somebody and okay, I want to spend time with this person. And then they don't spend much time there, but they spend more time trying to figure if this person is trying to play them.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
then your mind
yeah.
starts playing tricks on you.
And some people are so normalized to that level of trauma that they think that that's the game.
Yeah, that's where it should be.
Yeah.
I meet you today, tomorrow I can start even dating you. But in the background, I'm doing background research.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But instead of you to take the time to do what? To know this person,
Yeah,
right? They don't take the time to do that. And I'm not saying that's what's happening in this instance, but that usually happens. Anyways, you can't hold anybody back. If the person is not cheating, if the person is not romantically involved with anybody, and the person is having cordial relationships with other people, right? Granted, and like I always say, you met this person as an individual. This person has a right to have friends with different people. When you're not seeing is going to be and see whatever it is, whether you a big man or whether you be babe, oh, people they toast your partner.
everly now,
And
everly
for your
now.
partner they say waiting. They say,
No,
no, I
yeah,
got a man or I have a woman, I'm sorry. So you have there's some level of like emotional um what will I put there's a you have to accommodate some of no be say
I
They say
beg,
women are
I beg.
women are bed.
even though the person is in a relationship with you,
Yeah,
you have
Ibadan as well it is.
that's some people